Welcome to a spoiler review of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. We're not quite the breath of fresh air Bumblebee was. It's still an overall entertaining outing. Let's open it up and talk about it. Open up prologue before time began, which establishes how the characters in Beast Wars played into the story, and a MacGuffin, the Transwarp Key. Of all the ones featured in the movies, it's the most straightforward, basically a matter transporter. I like the use of the character Ape Link, voiced by David Sobolov. The character got a figure that was only available at conventions, and he serves as the mentor to Optimus Primal, voiced by Ron Perlman. I would have liked Gary Chalk, but Perlman is more than qualified. Hearing previous voice variants of Primal in web series, his allies include Rhinox, also voiced by Sobolov, Cheetor, voiced by Tongai Chirisa, and Ares, voiced by Michelle Yeoh. The story on Earth begins in New York City in the year 1994, 7 years after the events of Bumblebee. He and Optimus Prime are in hiding, and our human main this time is Noah Diaz, played by Anthony Ramos of In the Heights fame. His goal is to help provide for his single mother Brianna, played by Luna Lauren Velez, and his younger brother Chris, played by Dean Scott Vasquez. The latter has sickle cell anemia, and Noah went to fight in the Gulf War with his father, only Noah came back. His brother referencing the Ron Mario title on Game Boy aside, I do like the little details for the setting and the brand synergy between Hasbro and Paramount. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers shirt he wears, and the two-way radio code names being Sonic and Tails. The two head out to check the rhyme by A Tribe Called Quest. Elsewhere, the female lead is aspiring archaeologist Eleanor Wallace, played by Dominique Fishback. I am unfamiliar with her acting, but she fits the part and story well. Both human storylines are much easier to understand than, say, the Witwicky family being connected to the Holy Crusades and D-Day. After attempts to get a security job in healthcare end up fruitless, the reluctantly turns an old friend for work. His name is Reek, played by rapper-actor Toby Nway. After fixing a broken car stereo and supplying him with cable TV, it takes things a step up on the pay grade, procuring a car that marks an earthbound sighting incident, a Porsche Carrera RS.8, and he slips into the party to the classic rap song We Put the Slick Cool Like That by Diggle Planets. He's able to get into the laundry. Classic. Elsewhere, Elena discovers the true nature of the artifact that's been sent to the museum and stays behind to find out more. Once you know it, it's half Transwarp Key. Of course, they split it in half so the enemies couldn't easily use it if they had it. Back with Noah, his job continues. He's able to get into the car, which takes him for a ride. The filmmaker cited both Terminator 2 and The Fugitive as influences on the action and tone. I can definitely see it as someone who loves both movies, especially this chase on Brooklyn Bridge. Car tends to be Mirage, voiced by Pete Davidson, was another new ally alongside Arcee, voiced by Liza Koshy. She turns her Ducati motorcycle. I must say, this is one of my favorite versions of Mirage. Davidson's improv skills are very good as they are in his other movies and Saturday Night Live. Based rendition on a mix of Jim Carrey and The Mask by way of Bugs Bunny, I definitely get that impression. I still stand by Mirages to elude the police as being one of the scenes in this movie that sold me. Though Optimus is reluctant, he does agree to bring Noah along to the museum to get the piece of the key they need. Of course, Unicron, voiced by Colin Domingo, is after the key and sends his tracker, Scourge, voiced by Peter Dinklage, after it. He leads the Terrorcons and has his own underlings. This is the Sweeps, Freezer, and Novocaine. They include Battletrap, voiced by third time by Sobolov. Guys working hard in these movies. And the Nightbird, voiced by Kayla J. Rodriguez. Interesting she's aligned this way, as the original character normally didn't have any one faction she goes with. She does to cement herself as evil when she kills the museum security guard just to get to Noah and Elena. As Noah and Elena form a reluctant alliance to escape, the battle that ensues is actually quite entertaining. It strikes a nice balance between the mayhem of the main films and the more character-focused storytelling of Bumblebee. The exchange he and Optimus have does suggest it's still canon in this timeline. While Scourge established himself as a devious lot in the opening by killing Ape Link, cross the point of no return when he mortally wounds Bumblebee. The Optimus is usually one that buys so far in most incarnations. B is a close second. After Airazor meets with the Autobots, they find the other half of the Transwarp key in Peru. Noah bids Chris goodbye and agrees to help keep in contact by toy radio, on condition he keeps Transformers secret. Also like some of the Easter eggs before they take off. Mirage cycling through his other alt modes he had in other versions. Noah addressing Optimus as Optimal in their garage hideout. See Mirage expecting skepticism at Mark Wahlberg becoming an actor. Just to remind you all that Michelle is the only award-winning / nominated cast member who starred in a movie about a toy. The time to fly comes, and Q hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. Their transport / pilot is Stratosphere, voiced by John DiMaggio, as one of several roles in the franchise. And yet another quasi-misanthropic robot that gets a little deep into their cup. I also like how they worked the parade going on during filming End of the Story. Another ally in Peru is Wheeljack, voiced by Cristo Fernandez. Have no formal opinion on the in-universe reason for the new design. Out-of-universe, Hasbro wanted a new toy to sell, easily. Mirage gives Noah a power gauntlet just in case, and that will be important later. The chase through the hills is merely another cool scene. As for the rocket going through Wheeljack's cab, and the doors on that model of Volkswagen bus don't work like that, but it's still a fun scene. On top of finding to include the other piece of the key, that's find the Maximals hideout in the jungle, that the connection between them isn't exactly the same as it was in Beast Wars or even WFC Kingdom, we'll talk another time. They do share an alliance against a common enemy in the Terracons. Then we realize that Unicron must be stopped, no matter the cost. It also turns out the gauntlet that Noah got from Mirage has a flashlight, long-range comms, and a gun as well. Remember what I said about that being important? This is part of that, and there's more in the finale. Further proving Scourge is irredeemable, Airazor has been infected with a hate plague, forcing Primal to quite literally bury her. I have mixed feelings as a fan of the character, though apparently Yayo is signed on for more projects in this franchise, and Hasbro owns the name to her character. Taking safety among native tribe, they prepare for final battle. On that subject, there's a possibility of using raw energon to revive Bumblebee. It's risky, but based on the threat they're facing, it's one of the best as the undesirable options they have. Likewise, if it means never going back to Cybertron, there's also a possibility of destroying the key to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. Speaking of which, though Primal did hide the second piece for safekeeping, the Terracons still able to find it, leading to the third act. For a time, considered sparing your planet, now you shall witness its dismemberment. With few options left, the Autobots and Maximals unite to stop Unicron from merging with the key's kill codes. I must tell you, I just love the rolling out in unison, especially with Primal swords, flail, and rockets cutting through the sweeps. Elena has the kill codes written down, and Noah and Elena infiltrate the tunnels while the cons are occupied on the surface. Definitely impressed how far CGI has come since '96. To show you the power of the Primes, I tore Scorponok in half and repaired it with only flex tape. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Mirage distracts Scourge as Noah and Ellen underground. They do a good job remixing the character from the show's other appearances. If someone doesn't like to fight, you're not bad, Mirage. Mirage still takes quite a lot of damage, but he still has one more trick up his sleeve, combining himself with Noah to make an exosuit. Don't know about Ant-Man or Iron Man like Jeremy was saying, but this just gives me more confidence in Hasbro rebooting Power Rangers in the near future. It also reminds me of the gear from Mask. The raw energon is activated, and Bumblebee is revived, diving into battle to Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J. Also, a new variant based on the Ultra Rain Camaro, available now at fine retailers everywhere. Again, I just couldn't resist. Battle Trap is scrapped, the Nightbird got her wings clipped, and as Unicron is sent packing, Bumblebee reclaims his emblem from Scourge's armor as Optimus again ends the battle by filling Scourge's face full of multiple kinds of hot lead. We close on Elena getting national recognition for her findings, and now getting a job at all expenses paid, especially his brother's medical bills. His new boss is named Burke, played by Michael Kelly. Amazing what happens when a Transformers movie is made by someone who actually understands Transformers. The first stinger sets up a crossover with G.I. Joe and other potential Hasbro IP, which I'm open to. The Exosuit would definitely make me open to what they can do with Mask and Power Rangers, among others. The second stinger has Mraz fixed up with spare parts, and he's as chipper as ever. The film, while not getting as positive reviews as Bumblebee, was still well received by audiences. I myself like how it combines the mayhem of the other live-action movies with a mixture of wonder and danger, like the Spielberg, Lucas, and Zemeckis have made. Likewise, a gross of $157 million domestically and $405 million worldwide might not be the huge numbers the franchise done before, it's at least enough to cover the $195 million budget. Strong tie-in toy sales at least kept other Hasbro adaptations on the table for now, including an animated prequel, fittingly titled Transformers 1, where Chris Hemsworth voiced Optimus Prime. Overall, this is among my top 3 favorite films of this franchise, the other 2 being Bumblebee, animated from 1986. I look forward to addressing more of the franchise for the anniversary next year. Till all are one.